Hello and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. I just wanted to do a short video about some of the things that are going on. And really, it's not things that are going on because we all know there's like a million astrological transits and alignments that are occurring. We just had the solstice, we have an eclipse coming up. Um, it's the end of the year, it's the end of a decade. Where, you know, I think we could wake up and say every day, like, wow, why do I feel like this? There's a million different reasons. Um, what I'm finding for myself is that none of that truly matters. What matters is what I'm experiencing in my own experience, in my own energies, and to kind of drop the frantic frazzledness of like Chicken Little, like the sky is falling, the sky is falling, like what is going on here? Um, because there's two major components to this that are really frustrating me when I'm having a lot of people coming to me and saying it's really awful right now. They're really, I wouldn't even say struggling as much as feeling it physically, energetically. Um, what is going on for them? And I'm feeling it too. I would say that since Thanksgiving, there's been a weird energy going on. There's a lot of weird clearings that are coming through, and it's hard to kind of pinpoint exactly. But I went through a lot of the work, a lot of times I will do things and not even realize, and I will ask for things to be shown to me, and I will kind of tuck it away into drawers, and later then after periods such as this where it's been really immense and really tough, um, I kind of look back and I say, oh man, like, be careful what you ask for. You should be a little bit more, um, attuned to the fact that what we do ask for, we do receive. Um, and one of the things that I had been, questioning too is this, well, probably getting ahead of myself a little bit, but when it comes to these twin flame dynamics, now I've gone through this period of like a dark night of the soul perhaps since the summer where I kind of have given up any kind of alignment to any kind of energy information that's out there. Like, I'm starting from scratch because I don't know what to believe anymore. There's so much deception in everything. And so I've really kind of said, well, until it shows up in my field or in my life, I'm not going to go looking for it. And twin flame is one of those things where I don't know, because in my mind, psychologically, I could attribute it to so many different things, right? It's just childhood wounding. We've just connected based on our wounding. We are repeating old patterns, right? It's like so many things that make so many sense, so much sense, if you were to look at it from different perspectives, right? Um, but yet every time I go into the energy field, I am shown a different type of energy. The twin that we experience here is not the twin that's in the energetics, right? So that's also confusing, these different dimensional realms we're dealing with. But one of the things I had asked about was this difficulty in being able to see clearly in terms of the twin, in terms of why can we not get enough distance out of this bind. Like, we're kind of told to step into our own empowerment, to forget about the twin, to, um, as we work on ourselves, as we come into alignment, so will they also come into alignment. And I do believe there is so much truth to this. Of course, our own energy field is our priority. On certain levels, it makes a lot of sense. But then there are these other levels where we're like, well, I am focusing on myself. And this is kind of what happened to me since Thanksgiving, was this weird energy of feeling flatlined, of feeling just kind of laid to waste. Like, prior to that, I was very excited. I'd started this new YouTube channel. I was changing my work up a bit. It was going really well. Very excited. I felt like, okay, I can see a different kind of future now. I've kind of let go of the past, all this pain, all this suffering of feeling like my life had to be a certain way. but I got hit with this energy and it just wasn't going away. And I had several sessions because I was asking, I was like, I don't get, what is this? Every time I wake up, by the end of the day, I feel okay. Like I've worked through it somehow and I feel better. And then I'm like, God, I should have gotten so much more done. I should have gotten up earlier if I can work up to this level of feeling productive. But then every morning it would be the same thing. And it was just this, like, you wake up in this emptiness kind of situation. And so over the last, let's say, week or two now, yeah, we're starting like week 2 of this kind of horrid energy, what has come to light through not only my physical relationships and interactions that I'm seeing in the physical, but that was kind of a catalyst to start to look a bit deeper into what I was seeing. And if you are subscribed to my other YouTube channel, I have been doing some videos about this. You can check those out too. But it's this deep mother wounding. It's this dark mother wounding. And that is just like kind of the precipice of this whole other realm that we seem to be digging into right now. And there's so many implications to that. So if you go and watch those videos, I don't want to go through all of that here, but really the crux of it for me has been it's the mother load, right? It's the mother of all deceptions, in the sense that I bought into all of these ideas and thoughts and beliefs simply because they were presented to me as truth, right? And I mean, this runs the gamut, our whole entire existence. But it's a challenging time because people will say, well, the joy is here, right? We are in this period of time. It's a period of celebration, and the light is always here to connect into, and you don't have to be within the pain and suffering. And so sometimes I question myself, well, should I just be in the joy, and should I ignore what's over here and what I'm feeling, and will it just go away eventually? But yet I don't seem to be able to do that. I seem to be able to need to go in, to look at it, and then to say, okay, let's release this out. Whether or not that's right or wrong, I don't know. But I know that this period of about 3 weeks where I was basically flatlined in my life, like no motivation, no will to live, no nothing. I knew it wasn't, I was like, because I was actively questioning, like, what is this, you know? That didn't move. And what I think is interesting is that, you know, there's people that I will work with from time to time as I feel like I need some extra, like, okay, I can't get out of this, I need some help. None of that helped. And I had these kind of very quiet thoughts from time to time, like, no, this is you now. You can do this. You need to go do this. I didn't hear it very clearly. It took me a while too, right? But basically, the energy got so awful that I finally was and this I think is true for a lot of us, right? It's like we resist until it gets so bad. We're like, oh my God, I finally have to do something about this. So I sat down to kind of not really dissect it, but just to open up to the possibility of what else is here that I'm missing. And this whole story kind of started to unfold. Now, we've seen dark mother energies many, many times. We've seen this tied to karmic energies many, many times. Talk about a twin flame kind of thing, like this is the stuff that shows up, right? But what is different about this now, and what is fascinating because of the astrological placements, is that this is deeply coming up through our masculine tones, which means it's deeply showing up in our physicality. For myself, it is having to, and again, all of these things have kind of been building over the last several months too, right? So we've been getting inklings of it, but it hasn't come kind of to this culmination yet in the way that it is right now. And of course, we're right before the end of the year, and this is a very good time to just kind of like let the rest of this stuff get ripped out of our system. So this is happening at a very physical, visceral level, in the sense that there's a lot of crying, there's a lot of sadness, and then there's anger as well, because it's kind of when you, trying to think of an example that I was using. Okay, well, it's like if you, okay, well, the Truman Show is a perfect example too, right? It's like if all of your life you have been on stage, right? Like this has been your life. People come into your life. Um, you're acting out your life, but you don't realize you're acting out your life, or that your life is basically a show and entertainment for other people. And then one day you realize there's a whole other world out there, and that you've kind of been part of this joke or this game. And that's incredibly painful. And that's a lot of what we're going through right now. Even though, so here's the thing, right? We've been told all along that this is all just an illusion. This is all just kind of a game, and none of this is true. We just have to let go of our attachment to it and move on and move into the light. And I have a problem with that, because even though it's true that these are illusions and this is a game and this is whatever, energetically there's a reason that we are still experiencing these, what you might call illusions, right? There are things specifically in our energy field that tie these, it's a binding or a bonding that is there that perpetuates this experience of it in the reality. So it could be even just an emotional experience. Well, yeah, no one is actually physically attacking you. No one is banging on your door, wanting to collect money from you. But yet you have this fear of going out of your door. You have this fear of interacting with people. Irrational, it doesn't make sense, but that's what's still within the energy field, And so, yes, sometimes we can, like, there's two ways to do it, right? We know it's not true. We know it's something in the energy field. And so we're like, I'm just going to barrel through it. And I'm just going to, eventually break through in that way. And that is very possible. But yet most people aren't even aware that what they're experiencing is something in the energy field. They're still looking like, well, why do I do this? Is it because of my mother? Is it because of this? Because of that? Like, they go and they want to find a physical reason for it, right? And this is where we always say, okay, we'll come back to center, because when you come back to center, you find that those feelings aren't there. And so that starts to not even make sense. Like, why does it feel so peaceful inside of me? And so this is the other part of it too, right? So these individuals who practice the meditation and all these kinds of things, sorry, my hair is just like all over my face today, will say, come back to your joy, come back to center. This is where your truth is, and build from here. And you're like, yeah, it does feel good. The truth is here. But then you got into the world and you're like, okay, where did that go? Well, because we're missing the fact that the energies are there within our field, and we have to clear that out though still. So it's not just about positive thinking and staying centered in the light. And everyone, I think this is like a new thing that's kind of going on right now. Like, okay, we don't have to worry about the darkness. The light is here and the light will continue to build. Yes, but in the meantime, we're still feeling those tendrils of darkness pulling on us, right? I had this image the other day as if we were walking through this grid, almost like a chess field, a chess board, and kind of like, it almost reminded me of like The Walking Dead, right? Like these beings who are just kind of falling apart and decaying, and chains and all kinds of stuff on them. Like, as they were walking through this field, there was the similar, like, those energies coming up out of the ground, right? The dead and the decaying, pulling on whatever they could. And I think it's a perfect example, because you know how people will say, well, you can't experience that, or that won't come to you unless you actually hold it in your energy field. So we still have this stuff here that is clearing out from the past, from the old. And so these old similar energies are really reaching right now, but all they can grab onto is what resonates to them, which is the death and the decay of all this stuff, right? So rather than looking back and looking at this and becoming horrified, we need to just focus to the light. We know that this is happening right now. It feels awful. It feels terrible, but it is really about focusing forward and focusing on the light. And I think this is the piece that's kind of missing, is that both things are happening right now. So when someone tells me to just be in the joy, I kind of want to strangle something, because I am in the joy, and yet my body is just dragging right now, because I can feel. And what is the body? It's the emotions, right? We can feel the emotions of it that are coming out. And so, the opposite side of it are these people who are like, well, just chop it out of the energy field and you'll be fine. But yet emotionally, cellularly, it's still a process, right? To release that. Whatever is happening energetically, yes, we can change the energy. sometimes if it's within ourselves, it's within our DNA, that we have to honor this human vessel that we are, right? This process. This human is not just here to be this benign receptacle to let the energy do whatever the heck it wants. The human is here for a purpose. And while that purpose may have changed over time, because at first we were just supposed to be these kind of slaves to this system, well, that's like the middle of the story. It's kind of like Star Wars, right? We started like at the end, not the beginning. Now we're going to go back to the beginning because we reached the end, you know. So it's kind of that feeling where, well, where we are now, we're reasserting what the light has always been here to do, which was to live within the light of freedom and of truth, and not under this control. And yet there's a process of releasing out of this control that we have all had to go through. So it's not that this human is slow or dumb or doesn't deserve the love of the light either. You know, sometimes we can be really harsh, especially when it comes to these twin flame connections, because the feminine can sometimes feel like she's got it all, she understands it all, and why is he not picking up the slack over here? And yet it's a totally different story with what is going on with them, because we have done this kind of slow, gradual build to our understanding as we've been bringing in more and more light. We've had more and more awarenesses. So the conscious awareness of the light coming in has been a gift for us. And that's not something we should be kind of slaying the rest of humanity with, right? Like, how come they're not waking up? From what I have seen, what I've always felt about my personal field too, is that it's about bringing in the divine feminine into these horizontal ranges, which is the physical 3D reality. So, and this has a lot to do with this dark mother, because the Mother Earth, the origins of the earth, the organic earth, has also kind of been encapsulated by this darkness. So she is also releasing now, and this is a big part of why we're feeling so much internally also, because our bodies are intrinsically connected to this process. And so when it comes to individuals who embody the masculine, it's a bit horrific with what they're going through right now. So as the feminine has had kind of this gradual descent of the light into her field, into her body, it's as if the masculine has just been collecting all these awarenesses and not able to physically process it. So even if he has, so it's almost like it's coming in, but there's nowhere for it to go. There's all these plugs, there's all these kind of blockades within the physical vessel itself. And so as this is coming in, there's been frustration. And this has led to a lot of the, I would say, overreaction of the addictive behaviors, because it's building within them, right? And so what do you do when these uncomfortable feelings build that you can't release? You try to quiet them down. How do you try to quiet them down? You do whatever it takes, you know. Hopefully, perhaps people exercise, or they, you know, do whatever it is to release this buildup. But for most of us, we revert to what is easy and comfortable and feels safe, which is isolation, which is, you know, drugs, addictions, foods, kinds of things like this. And it isn't just the men, right? The feminine exhibit this as well. I'm wonderful at doing this now. I isolate like the best of them, just because it's like, oh my God, who wants to go out and try to explain why I'm not feeling well today? Like, nobody's going to get that. So this is just the easiest way to go. So we're seeing this kind of burn up of what has been, and again, I keep coming back to this womb space, right? It has so much to do with this womb space. And the reason for that is that I've also been seeing this manipulation, the distortion with this solar gate, which to me is how we actually incarnate. It's how we come into the physical body. It's how we come into this planetary system. So there's a lot of, kind of hocus pocus manipulation going on there from the controlling energy. So the womb space has been taking a hit as well. But it's good because we're releasing out this corruption I wanted to say this incorporation, right? Which is, what is incorporation? It's with something we create, we draw up these articles, right? It's a contract to become incorporated. We're suddenly part of an organization, which many of us, that's not what our light was here to do. So, and yeah, I'm getting a lot. There's a lot with the back of the brain, the base of the brain, and then the womb that has been coming up over the last several days. So it's not just, oh, Dark Mother, oh, karmic, oh, the divine masculine is finally realized. It's like the whole freaking culmination of it's like the origin seed of control through the physical body now. And so, which is wonderful, because the physicality is what divine masculine is all about. It's about this framework and structure, which not necessarily just the physical vessel for the light to come into, but internally that it has a lot to do with that. So if you feel like you've been losing your mind, I would say, right on target. But again, it's kind of a paradox, right? Like, we don't have to sit in this. We don't have to dwell within this. If we see it within our own situation, we say, oh, okay, that's what I need to know. We can let the energies clear out. We don't have to sit into it. And maybe we revisit it later, right? And we can kind of pull it apart for ourselves so that we understand, so that we're not following the same patterns and behaviors down the road. So I just wanted to kind of pop in and throw that out there in case that's helpful for anyone. So, all right, I'm going to leave it here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful holiday, and we will talk soon. Take good care.